Hey, I'm David Lyle with Popular Woodworking. Today we're building a live edge waterfall coffee table and we're using a slab from Horizon Wood Products. They provide a really neat service that allows you to look at photos of the exact slab that you want and they will ship it to your curb and then you can get started on your build. So let's start by checking out the slab that we picked out. Because each slab is unique, working to a plain final size is a little arbitrary. We know that we want a coffee table that's about 40 inches long. To begin, we're going to measure out a 58-inch section, which is the top and the leg combined. Keep in mind that at 18 inches, we need to find a clear section to account for the waterfall joinery. With that location defined, we can mark where to cut the slab to rough length, trimming from both ends. To clean up the live edge, we'll be removing any loose bark. For bark that's not loose, an awl, a chisel, and a draw knife are all tools that will help with this. The edges can be cleaned up with a wire brush to remove any loose pieces. One of the first things that we need to do is get this slab flattened. You could send it through a giant commercial planer, but we don't have one this big, and so we are going to use a flattening mill. Many woodworkers choose a flattening mill with a router to flatten the slab with repeated passes. You can make your own router sled and rails from shop materials, or you can purchase a mill that offers greater precision. The router support moves on guides running the length of the board. The slab needs to be clamped in place. To start the cuts, find the highest spot on the first side and adjust the bit depth to remove about 1/8 of an inch. Start the cut, then move the router guide across the whole surface of the board. Adjust the bit depth to remove more material and repeat the process until the board is evenly surfaced. Then flip the board over and repeat the process on the second side. You'll need to determine your goal thickness for the slab at this point as well. The beauty of the waterfall end to the table is allowing the grain to continue from the top and down through the end. To show as much of that continuity as possible, we'll cut the mating edges at 45-degree angles using a circular saw. To remove as little material as possible, we set the base of the circular saw to 45 degrees. Double checking with a square is a good idea. Check the distance from the edge of the base plate to the blade. We've made a mark at 17 and 15/16. We'll bring our straight edge guide to that line and clamp in place. With the first cut complete, the straight edge is moved to the second piece, marking a new line measuring from the opposite side of the base plate to the blade. And a mirror image of the first cut is made right at the location of the first cut. We're using another piece of live edge lumber for the leg. It's been planed to the same thickness as the top, and we've squared over the inside edge. The leg is simply held in place with dowels. The dowel locations are marked using the leg as a guide. The dowel pockets are then drilled into the top of the legs using a stop on the bit to control depth. Use doweling pins to transfer the location into the bottom of the tabletop. Then drill the other dowel pockets. It's a good idea to do a dry test fit on the leg. Now that we've done our test fit, we're ready to glue this up. We've done some sanding on the underside to prepare the surfaces while it's all nice and flat, and now we're ready to glue it up. We added glue to the mitered joint, and then clamped 4 clamps pulling against the joint in both directions. By carefully adjusting the clamps, the joint is pulled tight. After the glue is dry, some blending of the live edge will be necessary. Patient work with a chisel and a rasp and sandpaper will blend the joint. The next step is to attach the leg. Glue is applied to the dowels, and the leg is glued and tapped into place. We used a couple coats of wipe-on polyurethane to accentuate the walnut grain, and it provides good protection for the surface. I am really happy with how this turned out. This walnut slab is beautiful, and this waterfall miter really accentuates that. We used some dowel joinery for the leg, so this is a simple build, and I think anybody could pull this off in their home shop. If you are interested in finding a slab like this, hop on over to Horizon Wood Products and pick out your exact slab and have it delivered to your curb. And with that, I want to thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.